Your dog rockets toward your guest, front paws slamming into their chest. You say no, maybe grab their collar, maybe laugh a little because honestly, it is kind of cute when they're excited. Your guest scratches their ears. Everyone moves on. And your dog just learned something, that jumping works. Not because your dog is dominant, not because they're being bad, but because every single time they jumped, the world rewarded them. This video is about undoing that. And it starts with one uncomfortable truth. You didn't have a training problem. You had a consistency problem. Let us fix it. Let us just say the quiet part out loud. If your dog still jumps on every person who walks through your door, it is not because they are stubborn. It is not because they are dominant. And it is not because they missed some critical socialization window. It's because jumping has been working for them really, really well. And the frustrating part, most of the time it worked because of you, not intentionally, not maliciously. But every time you let it slide when you came home tired, every time a guest thought it was cute and reached down for a pet, every time you pushed them off and accidentally turned it into a game, you reinforced the very behavior you are now trying to stop. That's not a guilt trip. That's actually good news. Because if you created this pattern, you can change it. The behavior exists because it gets a payoff. Remove the payoff consistently, replace it with something better, and the behavior changes. It really is that straightforward. It's just not always easy. In this video, we are going to break down exactly why dogs jump, why the most common corrections actually backfire, and how to build a greeting routine that your dog can actually succeed at. We're talking real steps, real timelines, and the honest truth about what consistent training actually looks like. If your dog is making guests nervous, knocking over kids, or just generally turning every hello into a full-contact sport, you are in the right place. Let us get into it. So let us start at the root of the whole thing, because understanding why your dog jumps is not just interesting trivia, it is the key to fixing it for good. Dogs jump up to get closer to your face. That's it, that's the whole story. In the wild, young dogs greet older pack members by licking around their mouths. It's a social behavior, a way of saying hello, I am excited to see you, I like you. When your dog was a puppy and they jumped up, they got exactly what they were looking for. Eye contact, touch, and your voice. Even if you said no, even if you gently pushed them down. The moment you looked at them, touched them, or made a sound, you delivered the reward. You gave them your face. And they thought, great, this works. Here's the part that trips most people up. Your dog is not making a power play. They are not trying to dominate you or your guests. That idea, the dominance theory of jumping, was largely debunked decades ago, but it still circulates because it sounds logical. Jumping does not mean your dog thinks they are the boss. It means your dog is excited and has learned that this specific behavior gets attention. That reframe matters because it changes how you respond. You're not fighting a power struggle. You're changing a learned habit. And learned habits respond to very different tools than dominance does. Now, here's where most well-meaning owners go wrong. And I want you to really sit with this, because it is probably the thing that's been keeping you stuck. The three most common responses to jumping, scolding, pushing off, and kneeing all share the same fatal flaw. They all involve you interacting with your dog. Think about what your dog experiences in that moment. They jump, you react, you make eye contact, you put your hands on them, you say their name. From your dog's perspective, that is an incredibly exciting thing. Not a punishment, a response. And a response is exactly what they were after. So even when you think you are correcting the behavior, if you are doing it in a way that involves engaging with them, you are often fueling it. The knee-to-the-chest method that gets passed around, where you raise your knee to block them, can actually cause physical harm, especially with smaller dogs, and more importantly, it still involves a physical interaction that many dogs read as play. Pushing down is even more misunderstood. When you push a dog down with your hands, you are touching them. For attention-seeking dogs, being touched is the reward. You just paid them. So what actually works? The answer is removing the reward entirely, and doing it so consistently that jumping stops making sense to your dog. Let us walk through this step by step. Short start step 1 is what trainers call extinction. That means the behavior gets zero payoff. None. When your dog jumps, no eye contact, no sound, no touch. You turn your back, completely. You become the most boring object in the room. Cross your arms if you need to, look at the ceiling, walk in the opposite direction. Do whatever it takes to make sure your dog gets absolutely nothing from that jump. Not even a sharp no. Silence. Stillness. The end. Now, before you try this, you need to know something important. It gets worse before it gets better. This is called an extinction burst. When a behavior that used to work suddenly stops working, your dog doesn't immediately give up. They escalate. They jump harder, more frantically, more persistently, because in their experience, when something that used to work stops working, you just need to do it more. Expect this. Plan for it. If you give in during the extinction burst, if you finally look at them or touch them after they've been jumping for 30 seconds, you've just taught them that jumping for 30 seconds is what it takes. You've made it worse. So the rule is, once you start, you finish. Every single rep, short end step 2, is giving your dog an alternative. This is the piece that makes everything else sustainable. Extinction alone is slow and frustrating for both of you. Paired with a replacement behavior, it is dramatically faster. The replacement behavior you want is 4 paws on the floor, or, if your dog knows it, a sit. Both are incompatible with jumping. A dog literally cannot sit and jump at the same time. Your job is to make 4 on the floor the most rewarding thing your dog can possibly do in a greeting situation. Here's how you build that. In a calm, low-distraction environment, practice approach and reward. Walk toward your dog. The moment all 4 paws are on the ground, mark that moment, either with a clicker or a clear word like yes, and deliver a treat or calm praise. Keep the praise calm, because high-energy celebrations send your dog's excitement level through the roof, which is exactly what you are trying to avoid. Then back up and repeat. You're building the association. Person approaches, I keep paws down, good things happen. Step 3 is managing the environment while you train. This part is not optional, and skipping it is probably the #1 reason training stalls. Management means setting up your environment so your dog cannot practice jumping while you are working on fixing it. Because every time your dog successfully jumps and gets a reaction, even by accident, they are reinforcing the old pattern. You cannot outtrain unlimited repetitions of the wrong behavior. Practically, this means using a leash indoors during greetings. Before guests come in, your dog is on a leash. Either you hold it or you tether them to something stable a few feet from the door. This isn't punishment. It's setup. It prevents the chaos of the first 5 seconds of a greeting from derailing everything. Once your dog is calmer, you release them to greet. If they jump, they immediately go back on the leash or behind a baby gate. Again, no drama, no emotion, just a clear consequence. Jumping ends the greeting. Step 4 is training your guests. This is, honestly, the hardest part, because you can be the most consistent trainer in the world. But if your friend walks in, throws their arms open, crouches down, and says, "Oh my gosh, hi, come here, you are so cute," you've lost. Your dog just got the jackpot for jumping, and your weeks of training took a significant hit. You have to brief your guests before they come in. Tell them specifically, please ignore the dog until all 4 paws are on the ground. Don't make eye contact. Do not reach down. Do not talk to them. Wait for calm, then reward with attention. Give them a treat to hold if that helps. People are way more motivated to follow the rules when they get to be the treat dispenser. Most guests will be happy to help once they understand why. And the ones who will not follow the rules, keep the dog behind a gate during that visit. It's not forever. It's just management while you build the behavior. Step 5 is proofing the behavior across contexts. This is where a lot of training falls apart, because dogs do not generalize the way we do. Your dog might have a perfect 4 on the floor response with you in the kitchen, but the moment a stranger in a new place reaches toward them, they are right back to jumping. This is normal. It doesn't mean they forgot. It means they learned the behavior in a specific context, and they need help connecting it to other contexts. So you practice with different people. different locations, different energy levels. You practice with someone who's excited, someone who's moving fast, someone who reaches out to pet them. You set up these scenarios deliberately rather than waiting for them to happen randomly. Because random is where training breaks down. Deliberate practice is where reliability gets built. Here's a realistic timeline so you can calibrate your expectations. In the first week, you are mostly in management and foundation mode. Your dog is learning that jumping gets nothing. They're starting to discover that 4 paws on the floor gets everything. You'll see the extinction burst. You'll feel like it is getting worse. It's not. Keep going. By weeks 2 and 3, if you are being consistent, and that means everyone in the household, every single time, you should start seeing your dog hesitate before jumping. They'll start offering a sit or a down on their own as you approach. That hesitation is everything. That's your dog's brain rewiring. By week 4 to 6, with consistent practice and proper guest management, most dogs are greeting with 4 paws on the floor reliably in familiar situations. New situations will still need management and reminders, but you'll have a dog that actually knows what the expectation is. One more thing, and this is important. Calm energy at the door changes everything. If you come home from work and immediately ramp up, "Hi, who's a good dog? Yes, I missed you." You are stoking the excitement that leads to jumping. Not just now, but every single time. Try coming in quietly. Don't acknowledge your dog until they are calm. It might feel cold at first, but what you are actually doing is teaching them that calm is what gets your attention. And that lesson echoes through every single greeting they'll ever have. So here's where we land. Your dog wasn't jumping to challenge you. They weren't being defiant or dominant or out of control. They were doing the thing that made the people they love pay attention to them. They just need a better way to do that. And now you have one. The next time you come home, try it, walk in quietly, wait for calm, mark it, reward it, then do it again tomorrow. Share this with someone whose dog you've nearly been knocked over by, because they probably need to hear that it is fixable too. And if you want to see what happens when you apply this same principle to other greeting chaos, the next video is right there waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.